Top reasons you shouldn't start YouTube, but more importantly, how to overcome those things. All right. What are the top reasons to not start a YouTube channel? And I'm saying these top things because I think it's important to talk about why. So I've got three things here that we can talk about that also I went through when I started my YouTube channel. So my name's Adam. Welcome to my channel. I'm here to help you learn things about YouTube. I'm learning things about YouTube, so I'm hoping to share those along the way, and we can grow our channels together. Okay, so the first thing, I don't know what to talk about. I see this commented over and over again. People say, I don't want to start a YouTube channel because I don't know what to talk about. And which, I get that. I said the same thing. I'm like, well, nobody wants to hear about this, or I'm just an average Midwestern guy. I don't have anything that's that unique or that special, whatever. But the more I thought about it, the way to overcome that is think about your hobbies or things that you're into or things that you like to do or whatever. So hey, you like sports, you really are into basketball. There's so many things about basketball. People want to learn skills. If you're good at, dribbling, if you're good at passing, if you just are good at running drills, if you're good at coaching, if you're good at defining new plays, talk about that on YouTube because there's a lot of people that want to hear that kind of content. There's a lot of other people just like you that understand basketball or that want to understand basketball. That will get a lot of value out of what you're talking about. You say, well, I'm not into sports. All I do is sit around and watch movies. Oh, there you go. Movies. That's a great thing to talk about on YouTube. Talk about the latest movies. Do a review. Do a, here are the top 5 movies that really made me laugh. Or here's ones that I don't recommend. Or, whatever it may be. You can talk about movies or talk about the process of making movies if you know about that or you just want to learn about that. Then I've made a comment here. I'm reading my notes. You say, well, I don't even like to watch movies. I don't like to do anything around my house. I'd like to get out of my house. Perfect. Talk about nature. Talk about traveling. Talk about hiking. Talk about whatever it is you do outside. You just like to sit in quiet. Okay. Create a YouTube channel that just is a stream that's, running that you can just use as a ASMR or relaxation. That's something to talk about. Then you say, okay, another person. I'm going down this rabbit hole of excuses of why people don't start YouTube. So then they say, hey, I don't even like material items. I don't like the outdoors. I don't like, my house has nothing in it. Well, there you go. You talk about being a minimalist and you can talk about what are the things that you do to reduce waste in your house or things, looking around my house back here, there's tons of things that, we don't need. Talk about how, you analyze one. What is it? Marie Kondo. Look at the things and say, does this bring value? And it doesn't. Okay, get rid of it. So those are the things you can talk about. Just keep going through that mindset and say, I like to cook. I like to knit. I like to all of these hobbies. And if you don't have a hobby like that, just think of something that you like to talk about. Like, what do you talk about with your friends? Talk about your local, whatever it may be. That's the topic that you want to talk about. So you need to be passionate about it so that when you're talking about it, you can be authentic and people get value from your video. But that's, you can think of something out there to start with. So the challenge is comment down below what you think is a topic that nobody on YouTube cares about. Say, oh, Adam, I know the topic that nobody wants to hear about. You didn't talk about this. I'd like to hear it below. So that's number 1. Okay, number 2, but how you look or how you sound or how your presence is in front of a camera. That's number 2. People say, I don't look good in front of the camera. I'm not attractive, or my voice is boring. I have the most boring, Midwest accent out there. So it's like those are excuses that people again use to say, I don't want to start YouTube because my voice is boring, or whatever it may be. So here's some things that I've done to overcome that, and clearly I still am overcoming that. One is practice. So you can set up a camera and just practice talking in front of it. I'd say always record even when you're doing that, because again, if you put it out on YouTube, it's like, well, nobody's going to watch it. And if nobody watches it, how can you be embarrassed about it if nobody's watching it? But if you don't have a real camera, it's not quite the same. When you have a real camera that's rolling, you stutter, you take pauses, you say a lot. So just set up the camera, and you can always delete the files. That's what's great about digital media these days. If you don't like it, you can just delete it. Yeah. So the other thing is, there's that excuse of, well, people won't like my voice, or they wouldn't like to look at me while and it's like, you don't know what people like. You don't know what people want to hear. And, a lot of times people want that authenticity. Not a lot of times that's what they want. They want authenticity. We're sick of seeing, supermodels on YouTube that you can't really relate to. But if you see somebody that's not attractive, and, you think you're not attractive, you're like, hey, you know what? I can relate to this dude. It's like that makes sense. Same with your voice. It's like all of my friends, they never are like, oh, Adam, quit talking. Your voice is so boring. We always hate the sound of our voice. I haven't met a single person that's like, I really like the way I sound. That's human nature. But anyway, just something to get over. The more that you talk, the more that you practice, that stuff will become less of an issue and preventing you from starting your channel. One tip on that, and I did it on this video. Let's see if it makes a difference. But I heard somewhere that before you start recording, say somebody's name. So you'll say Adam or Thomas, and then smile, and then hit record. And that's supposed to put you in the right mood to talk more naturally to the camera. I don't know if that works or not. Try it. Let me know. Comment down below. And the other thing is, most videos only are 6 to 8 minutes long. That is obviously depending on what your content and all of that. But 6 to 8 minutes is kind of the average. I think if you're above 6 minutes or 6.5 minutes, you can roll ads midway through, which is important for at some point if you get monetized to take advantage of that. So 6 to 8 minutes is generally the kind of preferred. Like anybody can watch a 6 to 8 minute video, and also because it's only 6 to 8 minutes, anybody can record one. So you don't have to record some 2 hour long drama. It just has to be a few minutes of your thoughts. Number three, I don't have the right equipment. I have heard this, I've read this, and again, I'm recording on my iPhone 14, and I have external mic on Amazon that was like 15 bucks. And honestly, this isn't even, the microphone's not super necessary. Um, Things like lighting and microphones and better cameras, those all help, and they make the process easier, but that shouldn't prevent you from starting. Because again, well, your first few videos, probably nobody's going to watch anyway. So as you get more comfortable and you're like, man, I look better in this kind of lighting, I'm going to upgrade that light. And oh man, it would sound really better. I'm in a noisy part of my house, whatever. If I had an isolated mic to record, maybe you want to upgrade that. But as you just start with whatever you have. Your phone, just start with recording with that. Because again, oh, it doesn't sound super polished, but people are like, hey, this guy's real. This isn't some million viewer, million follower person on YouTube. This is a real guy that could just live next door. Um, anyway, so those are the things. Again, if you don't have the equipment to think about, to say, hey, just get started with it, because you can always expand on your equipment and surroundings and things like that later. Also, I was reading a study that I think YouTube put out that said, again, now more than ever in 2025, the viewers are more concerned with the content. They care more about the content than they do what the video looks like, or what the surroundings are, or the quality of the audio. Now, obviously, if it's really bad audio and video, it's going to be distracting. But if it sounds average, then that's fine. I don't think that there's a problem with that, especially if that's the thing that's holding you back from starting. And again, if you don't even have a phone that can record, go on eBay. I think you can get an older iPhone for $100 or something. Other than that, it's like that and internet is really all you need to get started. So very low barrier to entry for YouTube. It's really just overcoming yourself and your thoughts of what those things are. So anyway, I hope that these things helped you. I hope that you do just get started. If you are just getting started, again, I always say comment down below and let me know your channel. I will come subscribe to you and check you out. If you want some feedback, I am more than happy to give that to you as well. But I think it's really cool that we live in a time that anybody can go, that anyone can start a channel on YouTube and start posting content. Because again, the thing that people are most interested in is getting value, but they also want authenticity out of people, and to, form that relationship. Anyway, hope that helped. I'll see you on the next video.